For the longest time, we've treated food essentially as just gas for a tank, right? Completely ignoring the fact that our DNA actually suffers tens of thousands of microscopic lesions every single day. The modern scientific reality is just so much more fascinating than that. So, we're diving into molecular alchemy, nourishing the blueprint of cellular health. We're going to look closely at the modern science that reveals exactly what happens on a microscopic level when we eat, and how our diet interacts directly with our body's fundamental building blocks. Honestly, get ready to rethink your next meal, because we are going way, way beyond just fueling the body. So let me ask you this. Have you ever actually wondered if the food on your plate can physically influence your DNA? I mean, we're usually taught to think of our DNA as this fixed blueprint, right? Like a rigid set of instructions we're just born with that simply dictates who we are. But what if that blueprint is actively listening to the environment you create for it? Modern science is fundamentally challenging that old food is just fuel idea. It's showing us that what we eat doesn't just give us the energy to walk around and think. It actually affects how our genes behave and how our very cells repair themselves. Literally every bite you take kicks off this massive, complex chemical reaction inside you that either helps or hinders your body's ability to maintain its own genetic code. Section 1. The silent cellular threat. Uncovering the invisible villains inside our bodies. Now, to understand this, we have to talk about chronic inflammation. It is absolutely one of the biggest silent problems in the human body. Unlike acute inflammation, which is, obvious and immediate like a swollen ankle, chronic inflammation operates entirely without warning. You don't feel it, there are no obvious symptoms, but day after day, month after month, it's like this low-grade fire smoldering away inside you. And over time, it damages your tissues, literally accelerates the aging process, and significantly increases your risk for some incredibly serious stuff. We're talking diabetes, heart problems, and even certain cancers. It is a slow-moving, constant threat. Zooming in a little closer, we find the foot soldiers causing all this damage: free radicals. These are highly unstable molecules. Think of them as microscopic wrecking balls that are desperately trying to stabilize themselves by stealing from other molecules. And the most valuable thing they can steal from, and obviously damage in the process, is your DNA. If these free radicals aren't reined in, they just continuously chip away at your cellular blueprint. Over time, all this chaotic activity leads to severe, long-term damage to the actual code that tells your cells how to function properly. And all this constant damage, it creates a state known as oxidative stress. When you have way too many of those free radical wrecking balls running around and not enough tools to stop them, your cells enter this state. It's honestly one of the absolute main factors damaging DNA at the cellular level. And the drivers for it are quite literally all around us. We're talking about the daily damage caused by pollution in the air we breathe, the psychological stress we deal with at work, and crucially for what we're talking about today, a poor diet. Our modern environment and our daily habits are directly feeding into this oxidative stress, heavily accelerating the wear and tear on our genetic blueprint. Section 2. Neutralizing the free radicals, the alchemy of natural nutrition. But here's the good news. Natural foods provide us with this powerful cellular arsenal to actively fight off that stress. We hear buzzwords tossed around all the time, right? Antioxidants, polyphenols, vitamins, bioactive compounds. But this is their actual, literal job. They aren't just marketing terms on a smoothie bottle. They are the biochemical defense force your body uses to step in and stop those unstable free radicals from wreaking havoc on your cells. This is exactly where we get to take back control. So imagine this constant tug-of-war happening inside your cells right now. On one side, oxidative stress is actively damaging your DNA and accelerating aging. On the other side, your natural repair mechanisms are desperately trying to fix that daily damage. When oxidative stress is high, your repair crews are completely overwhelmed. But when oxidative stress is reduced through the right nutrition, your body's medics can actually do their job. You essentially clear the battlefield, which gives your body a much better chance to support its own natural DNA repair mechanisms efficiently. Let's get really specific about how these nutrients pull this off. Take flavonoids in vitamin C, for example. They act like biological shields. They step directly in front of those unstable free radicals to neutralize them before they can even touch your DNA. It's such an elegant, natural defense mechanism. And at the exact same time, anti-inflammatory foods are acting like water on that smoldering fire of chronic inflammation. They help balance your immune system, which then reduces all that silent, unnecessary damage we talked about earlier. So by putting out the fire and disarming the free radicals, you're protecting your cells on multiple fronts. Section 3. Food as genetic information, the ultimate paradigm shift in nutrition. This is where we hit a truly profound revelation from nutrition scientists. Food is not just energy. It is quite literally information for your genes. Think about it like a computer. Yes, the computer needs electricity, energy, just to turn on, but it needs software code to actually know what to do. The food you consume acts as that software code. When you eat natural, nutrient-dense foods, you're sending a direct biological message to your genes. You're handing them the specific instructions and materials they need to downregulate inflammation, upregulate DNA repair, and just function optimally. You aren't just feeding your stomach, you're communicating with your cellular blueprint. Section 4. The power of consistency. Building a healthy internal environment. Now, we do have to be realistic here. One single healthy meal is not going to magically change everything. Just like growing a plant from a seed, it takes time and it takes daily nourishment. You can't just eat a giant salad on Monday and expect your DNA repair mechanisms to be fully optimized for the rest of the month. The real secret here is consistency. When you consistently eat the right natural foods every single day, you are deliberately supporting your body's long-term cellular health. By making those repeated, daily choices, you slowly reduce systemic inflammation and constantly promote those natural repair processes. You're cultivating an environment where your cells can truly thrive. Just a quick note before we wrap things up. This information is for educational purposes only. If you have any specific medical conditions or you're considering major dietary changes, definitely make sure to consult with a healthcare professional first. Which leaves us with this final, powerful question to carry with you. What information are you going to feed your genes today? Knowing that your next meal isn't just about satisfying a random craving, but is actually sending a direct string of biochemical instructions straight to your DNA. I mean, how does that change your perspective? You hold the power to dictate that molecular alchemy. Choose your information wisely.